I remember reading like this is something that you said over a decade ago that you don't make movies with the goal of like entering the crore clubs, and that if you had been like driven by that kind of a thought, you would have never been able to make a con or a Satya
Yeah,
for that matter.
correct.
Since then, the industry has only become like more business oriented, and most discussions about a
Correct.
movie start and end with like how much money it made. Is this like box office centric a culture a boon or a bane according to you?
Mm. See, at the time I said that maybe some years back, or like you said, a decade back, I meant that, but I don't think so anymore because I feel it should be box office driven.
Mhm.
The reason for that being the amount of money is involved, number of people are involved, a number of their careers or their expectations. It's the industry. It is no longer art.
Mhm.
Art can be for one person who made it, but overall, it's a commercial product. And a commercial product, by definition, needs to be catered to enormous profits as much as what you can manage to get. So I think that is the right way to do it. Yeah.
And also, like, are Ram Gopal Varma the filmmaker and Ram Gopal Varma the audience member two different people? I mean, one might enjoy watching a certain kind of films, right, sir? Like, you might like watching a masala entertainer, but as a director, you might not be inclined to making that. That's your choice. Are you the same person as a filmmaker and as an audience member liking the same thing that you're making, or like is it two different people?
I mean, yeah, that's an interesting question. See, what, as an audience, what I liked in the theater when I was buying a ticket and watching, and what all I liked at
Hmm.
that time, I tend to reproduce that as a maker
Hmm.
in a maybe in another context. I might take the thought or the idea behind it, sometimes the shot, sometimes a sequence. So I fundamentally think there cannot be difference between the audience and the filmmaker. And different styles of films basically means people like different kind of films. Like I would never like to. I'm not inclined to make rom-coms, for example.
Hmm.
Like Shekhar Kamla, who mentioned, he said, I also went to college, but I never saw anything of what RGV saw. So I said the difference is you were a front bencher and I was a back bencher. You know, like Karan Johar says that his favorite film of Amitabh Bachchan maybe is Kabhi Kabhi, and my favorite will be some Diwar. Yeah.
But do
So, but
you like watching
the
rom-coms
films
as a
remain the
person?
same. Not really. No. I
Mhm.
mean, if on a list of films or genres I give, probably romantic films will be the last I'll watch. Yeah. Yeah.
And imagine you're meeting like a bunch of people, and they have never seen your films. They interacted with you and they thought that, okay, this guy is cool. So he's a filmmaker, and they wish to understand your like body of work. So which
Yeah.
five films from your repertoire would you recommend to them to understand Ram Gopal Varma, the filmmaker?
I would like to think Shiva,
Okay.
Satya,
Mhm.
Rangila,
Mhm.
Booth, and Sarkar.
And you mentioned Rangila. Now Rangila is also gearing up for re-release, right? The
Yeah.
work is
Yeah.
underway. Which is one other film of yours that you want to get a re-release actually? Like to get better visuals, better audio.
Um, in re-release, I don't think so. Anything else, I mean, really needs to be re-released.
Okay.
Remade, yes, remade in the sense taking the same subject, I would like to again make it is company.
Mhm. Why do you
Yeah,
think that I mean, it is the benchmark of, do you think that it could have been better?
yeah. Why I think that is because my knowledge of the underworld has vastly increased in the recent years.
Mhm.
I didn't have that kind of a knowledge when I was making company. It was like a very, very taking off the headlines of newspapers and some things here and there. So when I look at company through the lens of what I know about it, I feel it looks too, I mean, too surface level. I can make a far more deeper film than company if I have to get it, if I do it today.
And you have always played by your own rules, made the movies that you wanted to
Yeah.
make. So for you, I feel as an audience member, like satisfaction comes from creating the kind of films that you want. But is there a
Yeah.
movie that you wish you could completely erase from your filmography? Or are you like they are part of it and that's it?
I mean, quite a few films like that are there. One I would say is ARG, one I would say Department. I think quite a few films. I
Mhm.
lost count of them actually. Yeah.
So did you lose those films down and as in you started it and then you while making it it kind of lost control, or was it like some pressures
Uh,
forced you into making them kind
I
of?
mean, there would be multiple reasons. Some things could be like, you see, a film is nothing but a series of decisions you take over a long period of time. And each of those decisions will be influenced by certain factors, which are, I mean, which were there at that time, you know. So there could be a, disinterest, there could be arrogance, there could be carelessness sometimes,
Arrogance
or
from
there
your
could
part
be
or like others?
arrogance from my part. From
Mhm.
my part, yeah, arrogance. Because I think no one can really spoil your film except yourself. Hmm?
Mhm.
That is not possible
Mhm.
unless you're forced against your will to do, which is something never happened to me in the context. You know? But you can. What is arrogance? Arrogance is nothing but losing care. You're not taking care, and you feel whatever you are doing is good. You
Mhm.
take it for granted without having checks and balances whether the thought you originated is going in the right direction or not. You know, is it on the track to go towards where you wanted to reach? Many times, as a human being, you can lose touch with that, not necessarily only with filmmaking. So I would say that is one. And second is you can get psyched sometimes by others around you. Say, for example, when I was making Department, it was a very small film. I wanted to do it like a company style, but some people told me you are getting stuck in this multiplex kind of audience. If you do this for the masses, for the BC centers, Sanjay Dutt, some Agnipath is a big hit, and this, and slowly you will lose track between whether there's a conviction and a mental block are the same. They have a very thin line. Mental block is you're not willing to change. Conviction is you're standing by your whatever you think. You know, they both are the same actually. If it's a flop, it's a mental block. If it's a hit, it's a conviction. The result is what which makes the difference. So sometimes it will be that, okay, I don't like it, but the audience might not be like me, and all these kind of excuses you give to yourself for the change. So likewise, I think these are be the some of the factors which would influence me, and I will only realize it after the thing is done.